In order to reach a distant goal, you must take one step at a time.
We in the field like all day like all night like and we ready like all big like and we get it like and my dog like and it's all like all day like don't play with me all day like all like it's not like
You know, I love me some football. The season officially kicks off today. Marinate on this slate of games for me. We got Packers at Bears. That's tonight. Sunday, Giants at Cowboys. First Take will be there for that. Steelers at Pats. Chiefs at Jags. Monday Night Football, Texans Saints, just to name a few. Damian Woody, the Super Bowl champ, still here with us. But Stephen A., I'm looking at you because it is time for some bold predictions. S.A., you're up first.
I'm picking the Pittsburgh Steelers not only to win the AFC North, but to advance to the AFC Championship game. And I'm not ruling out a potential Super Bowl berth. I ain't ruling it out.
Wow.
I'm not ruling it out. Let me tell you something right now. We got volunteers, not hostages, okay? I'm going to repeat that. We got volunteers. We don't have hostages, all right? You got a situation where I don't know if everybody been paying attention to what the Steelers have been doing in this preseason. I don't know this, Damian. I don't know this, Max, but I think they've been playing their starters during the preseason more than anybody. I mean, these brothers have been playing. They're physical. They're ready to punch you in the mouth. James Conner don't have Le'Veon Bell situation looking over his shoulders. Juju Smith's a number 1 instead of a number 2. Okay, Vance McDonald is yours now. Jesse James in Detroit. I'm looking at the offensive line. It's one of the best in football. I'm looking at their running game. We know they've got one. I'm looking at Big Ben Roethlisberger, over 5,100 yards passing last year, 34 touchdowns, both career highs. We know that he's got something to prove since AB. Antonio Brown was talking all of that smack about him. You drafted Devin Bush out of Michigan. All right, I don't even know if he's going to start because Barron might be ahead of him. I'm looking at T.J. Watt and Cameron Haywood and the crew. I'm like, yo. In the AFC North, with everybody chirping about Cleveland, you know, and the pretty boys over there, the Steelers are like, yeah, when I punch you in the mouth, what you gonna do then? This is what we're talking about. So I'm looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm saying, for the first time in a long time, there's a whole bunch of people sleeping on these brothers. Good luck with that. I'm picking them to win the North, and I ain't ruling out a berth in the AFC Championship game because they're going to punch you in the mouth, Max. Damian, you can appreciate that. Pretty boys, yeah! How about that? That's what I see coming. That's what I'm looking at.
You didn't do that with the other arm, though.
Nah.
Yeah.
But also, like, they're going to punch you in the mouth.
I'm a few months away from that.
I like that you call them the pretty boys, though. That's good.
The Steelers going to punch people in the mouth. The problem is, I think this is an old Abbott and Costello line, while they're giving the division the 1-2, the Cleveland Browns going to be giving them the 3, 4, and 5. Like, don't worry about the Cleveland Browns. No.
We'll find out.
My bold prediction would have been Seattle, but Baldwin's retirement, I'm going with the Carolina Panthers are going to win at least a playoff game and make, like, they're going to show up in that second game of the playoffs. The Carolina, Cam Newton's healthy. Everyone just assumed Cam Newton, well, the shoulder and then the foot, but he looked good in preseason, right? Like, coach, everyone's saying he's throwing the ball well, he's moving well, we're not limited on offense. And unlike years past, you saw it early last season, Cam Newton was probably having his best overall season as a quarterback to the point he got injured. And then, of course, it fell apart for the Panthers. But they got a good defense. Gerald McCoy now important. They already had a pretty good defense. That defense has gotten better, like just solid wherever you look. And then the main thing is, what's the thing about Cam? Cam's whole thing was his best receiver was his tight end, and he was the best running back. But now you have a back who's an awesome receiver, too, in Christian McCaffrey. So you have a real dynamic offensive weapon to go with a healthy and improved Cam Newton and a real good defense. The Panthers, don't be surprised if they make a real playoff run.
This block is about, like, you need some shock and awe.
Yeah, give me something good. Give me a hot take. Get me excited.
Because both you guys are Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers, whatever. How about the Bears will miss the playoffs this year? The Bears.
Yeah, I
the
don't
Bears
believe that.
will miss the playoffs this year. Yeah.
That is a bold prediction. That is a bold prediction. I'll give you that.
prediction.
It's wrong as hell, but it's a bold one.
Yeah, it's bold. I know it is. Here's what I'm saying. Bears last year under Vic Fangio, number 1 in scoring defense, number 1 in turnovers at 36. Okay, he moves on, becoming the head coach of the Denver Broncos. Chuck Pagano comes in there. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that's really hard to do in the National Football League. It's hard to repeat and get all those turnovers that the Bears got last year. 36 takeaways? That's a lot of takeaways. You know what that does? Not only are you scoring defensive touchdowns, but you're giving short fields to Mitchell Trubisky, which is helping him out in his development. They're not going to get 36 takeaways again this year. I don't see that happening. Will they be a good defense? Yeah, I think they'll be a good defense. Right. But to get 36 takeaways, I think they come back down a little. I think they come back down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I got the Minnesota Vikings winning the NFC North this year. That's right. I got Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins at quarterback winning the NFC North.
I'll stop it. The only reason I'll say that, listen, I'll give you this about Minnesota. If Dalvin Cook is healthy, that brother can ball. That brother can ball.
You talking my language. You ready to jump on that boat with me, right? Are you ready to jump on that boat with me?
No, because Kirk Cousins is still there. And he's allergic to prosperity. Kirk Cousins is allergic to prosperity. I don't see it, but who knows? But I'll tell you this. I think that the Bears are going to be formidable, but I think it's going to be a little bit differently. I think the fact that Pagano likes to blitz, it ain't going to work against Aaron Rodgers. But I do believe that if you are able to disguise those blitzes adroitly, I believe that the Bears are going to be just as effective defensively, albeit in a different fashion than they were last year. Because if you disguise in blitzes and still Khalil Mack and the crew are coming after you, I'm sorry. They're going to get their hands on some footballs. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be 36, but I think it's going to be in the ballpark.
Damian, I'm with you on that. The turnover rate's going to regress to the mean. Look at the Jaguars a couple years ago. Oh, they're ready to take the next step. So really what it comes down to is, do they have Blake Bortles or something better, right? And I think that Trubisky is something better, particularly because they have a dynamic, offensive-minded head coach. So I think the Bears are going to be fine. But I agree with you about the defense regressing a little.
All right, I know we're out of time.
I don't know how many times I got to bring this up to y'all. Cold weather matters. Soldier Field in late October, November, and December, having to hold on to that damn football ain't easy. I keep telling y'all that.
That's why I'm talking Dalvin Cook. That's why I'm talking Dalvin Cook.
Cold in Minnesota, too. All right, weatherman. I liked your other prediction that the Cowboys are making it to the Super Bowl, but that's all the time we have for today.
I ain't gonna lie.
Damian, good to have you with us.